So I'm unpacking the snakes that I just got from Matt Byram Exotics, and this one is a super pastel 50% het monsoon, and you can definitely see the monsoon pattern.
It's got a little bit of patterning at the top that's make it look a little different,
and at the belly. I'm unpacking the second one. It's another super pastel 50% het monsoon. See how this one looks. These things have already bitten me once, so I'm trying to be really careful and not get bit again.
it kind of looks like a
It looks like a super pastel. This is a super pastel Calico 50% het monsoon. This is one of the ones that has really wild coloration.
So this is a what?
This is a super pastel Calico, possible het monsoon.
Doesn't look like a super pastel or a calico.
Or a super pastel Calico. There's something going on with that. This next one is another super pastel Calico. Sorry I'm taking so long opening these. I'm struggling because they're zip tied.
They just made a 4-hour drive in the truck. So this one's got some stuff going on too. What is this one?
This is the same as the last one. It's a super pastel Calico 50% het monsoon.
These are all out of the same clutch.
Yep, he's trying to bite me. He's in shed.
What is this?
This is the same thing as the last one. It's a super pastel Calico het monsoon that's deep in shed. Sorry I didn't show that one. It's in shed. I didn't really want to bother it much. This one's just a super pastel, 50% het monsoon. This one looks like a super pastel. Has some weird marks on the belly, but it looks like a super pastel.
It's got some little...
It's got some stuff on it.
They're just possible hets, so...
Yeah. And that was a super pastel without Calico. This next one is a pastel possible het Calico. Possible het Monsoon, sorry. So it looks like a pastel, doesn't it? It has some weird belly stuff going on,
Not a
but
whole
no,
lot, not a whole
not
lot.
a whole lot of messed up pattern.
What's the next one?
It's a pastel Calico.
Pastel Calico.
Yeah. It's a pastel Calico 50% het Monsoon male. And it has some weird patterning on the belly and going up the sides. It's a really pretty snake though. This is a pastel 50% het Monsoon. Just normal pastel. And it looks like a pastel. Nice pink belly.
Let's switch these two. Okay. That's all the.
That is all the het Monsoons that we have.
No.
Oh. That is all the first clutch of het Monsoons.
You'll understand why. Just pull the zip tie.
Oh, it's not put on right.
It's two zip ties. Just
Yeah.
pull it. Okay.
Got a bunch of them ready. This bag has 6 snakes in it. The first one I pulled out, I think, is a Calico pastel het Monsoon. Possible het Monsoon.
It's a pretty color.
Yes, it is. See if I can get another one out without getting bit again. Where's your head? There it is. Is that a Calico? I don't know what this is.
It's definitely pastel.
It's definitely pastel. I don't know if this has Calico or not, but it's possible het Monsoon. That last one, this one has Calico in it.
Calico.
This one is a pastel calico possible het monsoon. This is a pastel possible het monsoon. It's a lot darker and a lot less orange color. It's got a wild belly. Look at that belly.
I think we're gonna have to get Matt to verify what some of these are.
Yes.
These are all put in the same bag as Clutch 2 because they don't
They don't have super.
they don't have a super in it. These are the first Calicos that we've ever had, so we're having a little issue figuring out what they are.
That's a calico, definitely. See how bright that is?
Yeah, coming up the side.
Coming up the side and everything.
So that's a pastel calico.
Yes. Pastel calico, possible het monsoon. And Matt and I have decided to partner on this to prove out the calico line, the monsoon line. This is a calico pastel possible het monsoon. See how high the white comes and the orange color and the spots and everything? That definitely has calico in it.
Should be one more.
This is a pastel possible het monsoon.
So that is the het monsoon, possible het monsoon project.
Matt Byram Exotics. We went ahead and unpacked all the monsoons, and now we're starting on the snakes that aren't even remotely possibly monsoons. So let's start with this bag. I think that is a chocolate.
It says on the bag.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Oh, it does. There it is. I missed it. This is a pastel chocolate het desert ghost. See how dark the blacks are with this little bit of blushing? That's your typical chocolate, and then the pastel just makes it pop even more.
Why are you putting the tags on the front?
I'm putting the tags on the front because they're hets, and if you confuse hets, they're normals. They're worthless if you confuse which het is which. So this bag has two piebald females in it. There's more than two piebald females in it. That's why. So this is two piebalds. That's one. And they're called piebald because...
Look at the bright orange thing.
Yeah, because of the white and the orange. This is a recessive gene. It's a visual, which means it has both copies of the gene. This is the other piebald. They're both females. This is called a medium white piebald. That other one was a low white.
What else do you have in this bag?
I also have a Inchy McKenzie and a Fire Inchy McKenzie.
Let's get them both out so we can see them both.
So this is the Inchy McKenzie. What McKenzie does is it's a pattern and a color morph. It changes the color and it changes the pattern. If you look at a normal, it will be drastically different.
So this is a female?
I think so, yeah.
The Inchy Fire is a male.
So this is the male McKenzie, and it's an Inchy Fire McKenzie. You see how on this one it has really dark blacks and some blushing? What Fire does is it makes the blacks a brownish color, almost like burnt toast, but it makes it a brownish color and makes the blushing pop out more.
Okay.
One is probably one of my favorites. It is a pastel chocolate banana head desert ghost, and it is a female maker, which means all of the bananas in all the banana babies that this one has are going to be female.
Most. 10% could be male. So we need to make a tag for that.
Yes, we do. So this bag actually has 2 snakes in it. One of them is a scaleless head. The other one is a pastel scaleless head, 50% het clown that I'm going to have to assist feed because it's undersized.
Hasn't been eating.
It hasn't been eating. This is the pastel scaleless head that hasn't been eating. You see how small she is compared to the other one? She's undersized.
We're
going to try to save her. This is the scaleless head female. You see that little patch on her forehead where the scales are missing?
We need stickers.
Scaleless head female. This is the other one. I don't like seeing snakes have to die, so I'm going to try my best to save that snake, but it might not make it. So this one is a female. It's a Pastel Mojave, Orange Dream, Het Pied, Possible Het Lavender, which is a real powerhouse snake. If I can get the back. There we go.
What is it again?
It's a Pastel Mojave, Orange Dream, Het Pied, 50% Het, Lavender Albino. I'll show it to you in a minute. Let me put the tag on the thing, and I will show it to everybody. So here she is. Really beautiful snake. She's a Pastel Mojave, Orange Dream, Het Pied, Possible Het Lav.
Does she have pipe markers?
She does have pied markers. Oh, no, she doesn't. I thought she did.
We know the parents of that snake, so we know it's het pied.
It's big. It's big. This small one is. So these are my good pillowcases. That's a Monsoon.
That's another Monsoon.
Yeah, from the first clutch. Just put on top.
What kind of Monsoon is it?
It's a Pastel 50% Het Monsoon male.
So we need to put it up top. It looks like it's got something going on other than just pastel.
Yeah, I'll show it to y'all in a minute. Let me get the enclosure set up. It definitely looks like it has something else besides pastel going on. Especially since it's in shed right now. And that's how it looks.
Cool.
Okay. A Yellowbelly double het hypo clown. It's pretty bright on the top, and it has a really yellow belly, hence the name Yellowbelly. And this snake's probably too big for this enclosure. It's just temporarily in here until I get the other
That's what it came out of.
rack set up. I'm putting it in one of these,
One of the 20s.
one of the 20s. So this bag has 2 females in it. They're Yellowbelly Het Pies.
I think this is the longest unboxing video I've ever seen.
Yes. Come on. Stop moving. Got you. And this is a great example of the difference between one that is in shed and one that is not. This one is in shed. This one's in shed. You can tell by the bluish gray eyes. And this one is the normal color when it's not in shed.
Those are both females?
Yes.
Get your head back in there. Okay, we need to create labels for those.
Those are Yellowbelly pet pies. Here's one label. And I'm trying to put them near the top so I can put another piece of tape in here so I can put the date and how many mice or rats they ate. So I'm actually doing something I would not recommend anybody else do. I am not quarantining the snakes that I just got. And before y'all complain that I'm not doing the quarantine, I know these snakes very well. In fact, the rest of these snakes came from the same rack and the same breeder. I've checked those snakes out several times, and they've never had mites or any other kind of disease. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in here with the other snakes.
The other snakes haven't been in there for long enough to be quarantined anyway.
So the first one I'm putting in there is a male. This is a male orange dream pied that is het for clown. Really beautiful snake with the pink spot on. And so I put a water dish in. Always use fresh water. They prefer fresh water. Anytime you go to change the cage or change the water out or top off the water, just change the entire water. You could reuse the Dixie cup, but dump it out and use fresh water.
All these are going to be going on ReptiChip in the next couple of weeks.
Yes. I'm going to end up switching all these, every snake I have to ReptiChip. I'd recommend ReptiChip to anybody over Cocoa Blocks or any of that stuff because it has less dust.
And we're finally to the last one.
We're finally to the last snake.
These don't have any. There's not one on the floor.
These are empty. There's nothing down there.
Okay.
This is the last one. And I think I saved one of the best for last. This is a Zuwadi female, and she's deep in shed. But I have a Zuwadi male right here. That's what they normally look like. This is in shed. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix her enclosure up.
She's striking.
She's trying to bite me.
I want to see her bite.
I don't. And that's all of the snakes. Put a tag on her, and that's it. Please like, follow, comment, subscribe, and I'll put a link to Matt Byram Exotics where I got all these snakes in the description below. Please go look at his stuff and follow him.